It is October 18th, so happy Wednesday to you on the heels of an amazing Phillies win. If you're a Phillies fan, Red October is surely in full effect. I'm going to the game Friday night, so look for me on TV. And welcome to Power Hour. Super excited for today. We have one of our top producers, year over year, top producing team in Gregory Martire. He's the leader of that team. He's in my upper left corner. If you haven't seen him, he's in the sharp suit and headset. Um,
Hello.
and we're super excited to
High
welcome.
five.
Yeah, there you go. High five.
Sorry.
Uh, Super excited to welcome Gregory. So, Gregory, thank you for carving the time out of your calendar. If you don't know, just allow me this moment. Gregory probably will not do this himself, so I will do it for him. He is the real deal, folks. He's leading year over year major volume in terms of number of transactions and in dollar volume. Gregory, give or take about 100 transactions a year, give or take on any given year.
Yes.
Um, and has a super interesting way of how he kind of does his business, right? Everything from there's lots of things he could probably talk about, but we can't do all of that in a short amount of time today. So today we're going to focus on just three of his tactics, whether it's YouTube channel, whether it's his sphere work, whether it's using technology to help generate listings. We're excited, Gregory, for you to just drop your knowledge on us and share with us. So we appreciate that. And I'll let you maybe just take this and just know I'm right by your side. If you have need any help with technology, you should be able to share your screen if you need to do that.
Okay.
But we thank you for your time today.
Definitely. Thank you for having me, inviting me. I'm actually very nervous. I wanted everyone let everyone know. I feel like if I'm being honest, then I feel a little calmer because at least I'm being honest. So, but yes, I mean, right to it. So YouTube. I mean, I'm going to go right into it. I looked up some stats. I'm a big stats guy, and I'm not huge into numbers, but it's important for me to know like what time I'm spending equals is going to end up doing what. I have to know. So I started our YouTube channel at December 3rd, 2019. And I'll share the screen to at least show the channel. I mean, I think it's I have a couple screens, so I may be looking one way or the other. Just bear with me while I find it's this one. Yes. Yes. Okay. December of 2019. And I got my first lead February 1st of 2020. So I put one video per week, every single week without exception, and got my first lead in February, a few months later. The year of 2020, we did 2 transactions from YouTube. And I keep saying we, it's me and Rich. Really, Rich is here. He helps me greatly. We did our own editing, and we just used Rich has an iPhone. Maybe Rich could type it in the chat. It's just the app. It wasn't anything we had to spend money on. I'm definitely very frugal, as I call it, or cheap, as some people call it. But I have an Android, and my app is Cinemaster. It's with a Kine, Cine, and it's free. The apps are free. Rich's iPhone works much better. I mean, it's already included. I forget iMovie, I think it's called. Hopefully he'll put. I guess he looks like he did. Thank you, Rich, very much. So one video a week is all I did for forever almost. And then in 2021, 9 transactions. And I'm floored. I mean, that's like life changing right there. So, I mean, 2 sides is excellent. And that would be enough to make it worth it, I would think, where they're calling me. They're watching a YouTube video. What it is people like you watch YouTube, I'm sure, for whatever reason. But people are searching, moving to Philadelphia, moving to the Philadelphia area, thinking of moving to Pennsylvania. There's hundreds and hundreds of keywords searches that come, and YouTube is owned by Google, so it's the second biggest, and I think it's actually surpassed as the first biggest search engine over Google because people want to watch videos they don't want to read anymore. And I don't blame them. So then the following year in 2020, I think, oh, I said that 2021, 9 sales, and 2022, 9 happened to be. And then this year, eight sides so far with people literally just watching me on a video. And you're more than welcome to come. It's called Living in Philadelphia, but we talk about all counties, and I've sold houses, a bunch in Philly, but a bunch outside of the city, North Wales and near our office, and in Berks County and Bucks County. It's just where people, they're Googling and then they're searching on YouTube and then they're finding me and they like me. I mean, that's what it is. And that's why I wanted to do it, because I wanted something that was going to be a 24-hour advertise. I wanted to make money while I sleep. That's what I said. So, and it was really, I mean, all this looks, it may look silly to you. Some of it looks silly. I laugh at what we put out, some of the stuff, but it's really on a shoestring budget. I mean, it's really cheap. I mean, we do it ourselves. Then as I progressed, I took some money and I invested it. And then I have an editor from Fiverr, actually. And a little bit of a language barrier from time to time, but we're just editing a video. We're not, writing a novel. So you have is that a raised hand? Should I be? I'm sorry. Oh, hey.
No,
Oh,
no, no,
cool.
no. Just
Sorry.
it's all good. I don't want to
Just
ruin your
saw it.
state of flow.
That's okay. Yeah.
No, I just think so. Super interesting for a second. Let me just stop there because as welcoming other people onto the line, we got a full room here. This is super interesting, Greg. So I always think of kind of social media. I think of we focus so much on Facebook and Instagram and that stuff. And what I'm learning right here is it's kind of like I have to remember that there are people that are going to YouTube to search for how to, or if I'm moving to Philly, like what area should I move to? I do it all the time, but I don't think of marketing myself that way. What you're doing is saying, hey, you're capitalizing on those people searching. Instead of a Google search, they go to YouTube. If you haven't seen Gregory's channel, it's super engaging, super personable. He smiles, he laughs, he's self-deprecating. He's for all the good reasons, it's a really engaging video. So if you don't subscribe, you should, just to see the kind of content he's creating. Gregory, it's super impressive, your videos. They're well produced. Is it expensive to create these videos? Like, say more about that.
No. Oh, sure. No, not at all. I mean, and when I first started, I bought a GoPro, and that's what I use. And of course I had to have a microphone, and I got a case for it because I didn't want it to get damaged in case I dropped it. And one of those, I have it down here, keep looking. And one of those, like tripods, but you can hold it in your hand. I mean, I think the whole kit was $400 maybe. I'm sure you can find a used one. I mean, mine is now, I think it's a 7, so it's 4 years old. I still use it. That's all I use, but you could just use your phone. And I wanted the GoPro, because I decided to invest. Like, I'm going to get that. I'm going to do this. And I wish I would have just. A lot of my videos now, I just use my phone, and you can. And a lot of YouTubers do that. It's okay. So you don't need to have that. But it was like $400 for the kit. And I say the kit was the microphone, the batteries, the camera itself, the case to keep it, the metal case to keep it safe, and then like a cover for the lens. And then we were editing them ourselves. And then I would hire, like I said, someone from Fiverr. I mean, we're talking $10 a video to edit.
Wow.
Even less, sometimes more. And then when you give them a few at a time, you could do like a deal for $100. You get all of these videos edited, and they're not doing much. And I'm not trying to downplay it. Editing is it's a lot to do, but it's pretty easy when you do it. Just like if you do anything else, you're not making it. You said produce. I mean, and it does. They look so nice. Some of them look very professional, and it's to them, it's like you could add this B-roll, they call it, and you're adding things and taking it. But in the beginning, it's just you want your name up there and edit out the mistakes, the sniffles, the coughs, like that. Now I actually have somebody that I pay. I mean, a professional, and they're not from Fiverr, but that's what they do. That's all they do. And I'm doing now 3 videos per week, and then 1 short per day, because the shorts are the 1 minute videos that are much more popular than anything. And you could see all these views. It's like, wow, that's a lot of views, and most of them are shorts. Hopefully that answered what you were asking.
Totally. And I'm seeing
Cool.
Rich's comments. Maria
Oh
had
yeah.
asked a question about,
Oh yeah.
as you're working with buyers and sellers that come to you via the YouTube channel, are you noticing a certain age range, a demographic? Rich is saying, yes, there are analytics in the YouTube studio that would show you, but just anecdotally, Greg, are you
Yeah.
actually saying, gosh, all these people are millennials or Gen Zers? Who are they?
No, I all like honestly a nice mix. We just closed on I say a nice older couple. I mean, I'm mid 40s, so they're not old. They're probably old enough to be my parents, but they might be mid 60s. And then I have people younger than I. Honestly, it's a lot of honestly, it's a whole blend, because I actually have a couple investors I got from YouTube. So I think it's more of like who you would attract, or who um, identifies with you versus a certain age. The thought is, with YouTube or with any social media, with any video, is you're going to identify with people of your own type, like you, or they may not be like you, but they are, because they like you. And if they don't like you, you never hear from them, which is beautiful. Like, you don't hear the ones that sometimes we get an ugly comment, but we just delete it and we move on. But so trying to answer your question, honestly, I have a nice blend. I have young people that are with a little baby, and then older people that are old enough to be, have grandchildren. Most of the leads are coming from out of state. I can say that, but of all ages, all types. I mean, I've sold $500,000 and $600,000 houses, and then $150,000 condos, and really anything in the middle. And then some investors that were even local, that live locally in Philly and in Jersey, and they reached out, and I've gotten listings from it as well, because of that. So make
I've
sure I
I've
answered your
noticed
question.
I've noticed a lot of your content is it's really it's not like, hey, use me as your realtor. You are essentially emceeing content that says, hey, check out Fishtown. What is Fish? I'm just bringing that up.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me, how do you think about the content? Is it awareness as you as a realtor, or like what's the psychology of your content?
Yeah, honestly, when I started saying I want to do this, I just was looking at channels that were popular, and I went and took their idea. I mean, I have a list here and I could share it with you. Like, here is the list I started with: pros and cons of living in. And I did Philadelphia, pros and cons of living in Montgomery County, cost of living, that. And it was to give information, to kind of be like a tour guide, if you will, versus, hey, you have to buy a house with me, because that just comes naturally. The other is like collateral damage, that they call that, to buy the house. So I would look at channels like popular channels that would be, and I literally would just go to YouTube, and there was a few that I was watching. So like living in Colorado was one, and you would find it. I think it would come right up. Here we go. This guy. Yeah, this guy. See, pros and cons. So then I go to their channel, and then I just go to their videos. And this gentleman actually gave me a referral, because he found me on YouTube. And so then I go to their videos, and then I go to popular, and then I just steal the idea. I mean, literally, like, all right, mountain living. I mean, we're not in Colorado, but all right, things that everyone learns after moving to Norristown, and make a video, because he's got all these views on it. And that's what I would do. But you see, here's the cost of living. Should I live here? 20 things you need to know. The other one is living in, was it Seattle, I think?
As you're searching, I would just so what I'm kind of hearing you say, it's like, look, you don't have to come up with the original idea.
Oh,
Imitation is the best form of flattery, right?
Definitely.
take similar content, create your own for your area. That's what you're doing, and it's generating significant business to the tune of about 9 or 10 deals a year right now.
Absolutely. And I just put in living in Philadelphia. Now, luckily I come up and I was like, I wanted to, of course, but like there's a bunch of, I don't know if you know Doug Bear. I mean, he's a local guy. He's, I think, from Westchester, Keller Williams. This lady, she's great. I like watching her. And I took a bunch of, I say took, I mean, I just put my own spin on it. I didn't literally type out what she wrote and then repeat it, but I watched the video and I just looked at her most popular videos, but I'm sure she's getting business that I'm not getting because they identify with her more than they identify with me. Because if you're Googling, you're searching living in Philadelphia. And I picked Philadelphia because it was a broader, it was a more regional, a bigger city versus, but you could do this with you could do it with, Exton or Limerick easily and have success because people are searching that focus, that finite. And then here I do the video, sort by popular, and then I would just do, avoid moving to, and I would see they're all this, not all the same, but they all, if you look at 3 or 4 channels, they're all the same, pros and cons, best neighborhoods. So if you come to my channel and you look at the most, like the most popular, let's go to the channel itself. And the one I point this out because I think our most popular video, funny is I laugh because it's there goes Gayborhood. Now in Philadelphia, there's a section of Center City, they call it Gayborhood. And yes, it has to do with gay people, but it had nothing to do with that. What happened was when I put the video out, there was something on the news about Gayborhood, and this thing went viral because of the news event that just so happened to be. I mean, the video, it is what it is. This is my next most popular, the 7 most expensive neighborhoods, best areas to live in. I mean, you could see them, then 13 offbeat things to do. Like these are, I would just redo all these videos. If I was to start a channel, I would just literally, what's the best neighborhoods? What's the most dangerous? Where to live? Like that.
Super interesting. So if you're like me, I might have set up, which I did. So I'm going to stop talking about myself in the third person. I did set up a YouTube video 10 years ago. And not a YouTube video, a YouTube page, an
Yeah.
account. And shoot, I want to do what you're doing, Greg. Do I have to change any settings? How do I know I can upload videos, but how do I get all the analytics? Is that just part of the platform and I just haven't dug in enough?
That's
Or
correct. Yeah, you don't have to do it. I mean, literally just start putting out videos on a consistent basis. This is the key to this whole thing, is consistency. Because YouTube is an algorithm, it's a computer, and that's what it wants. It wants to see consistency. It doesn't even have to be good content. I mean, you can see some popular channels in any realm, in any space, even though the videos aren't, again, professional. It's the consistency that matters the most. So no, you don't have to do anything. You go to it, and make it sound easier. And I can help you if you want to like schedule a time. Anybody, if we, as long as we schedule it, I can help you, and Rich can help you. And I would say go to YouTube and YouTube it, right? Google it there, and then it'll take. But no, nothing special to do, nothing to pay. Just here we go. Just start putting up videos on a consistent basis, and then there is some more minutia to it, like when you put the there's some content here below here. You want to have, whoops, let me turn that off. You want to have certain wording here, and this is part of what the algorithm is picking up. So when someone is Googling, it's pulling these words. But you could just come in here. This is all we did was come in. Again, I use the word steal. We borrowed, we just copied and pasted it into ours. And you could certainly do that here. And again, if it wasn't Philadelphia, you wanted to do Chad's Ford, would just be Chad's Ford.
yeah, I mean, look, we have Jersey people selling down the shore all the time, and gosh, you could do this for any little area. And best
Yes.
restaurants, best walkable locations. Like I don't know, just there's endless possibilities, right? That's great.
Yes.
Folks, keep your
Yeah.
questions coming. Maria, thank you for the note. I'm wondering which video she saw of mine. That's pretty cool. I didn't even know that someone saw my video. Any other questions? I think we've addressed all the ones in there on the YouTube. That's pretty darn cool. Would you share some of those topics, like right there,
Oh yeah, sorry. Yep.
free keyword search. Can we just read them real
Oh,
quick?
oh yeah. So the free keyword search, actually, if you Google it, and I thought I wrote it in here, um, there's you want to the theory is you want your video to be like, what are people searching, and very specific, because people are Googling what exactly are they Googling, but these are the ones that come up the highest right here. And that's enough to get you how many weeks here? 2, 4, 6, 8. This will get you through the end of the year.
Yeah.
I wouldn't advise doing it if you're not going to do it consistently. If you want to do it one video every 2 weeks, that's okay. It'll take longer. I start out with one video a week, and then I moved into two, and now I'm at three, and now I have the shorts. But I'm a little bit excessive sometimes. So one video a week, it would be my suggestion, is ideal. And you could, I actually batch record them now, block some time, and then just record them all at once,
Yeah,
maybe
I've
3 or 4 at a
heard
time.
there's another popular like a podcast or YouTuber or whatever, and they just dedicate one day a month. That's a content day, and then
Yeah,
the rest of the day you do all the other stuff you have to do, or the rest of the month, right? Is that kind of how you do that too for your time blocking?
exactly. Yes. I about usually once a week, every 2 weeks, but once a week, I'll actually write some stuff, and then the next week I'll record it.
Great.
Yeah, the video, this is where, I mean, we battle back and forth for years. Like, oh, the longer videos are better. The shorter videos are better. So short is like a minute long, I think, or under. I try to make my videos 2, 3 minutes now, because no one was watched. Like, who was going to sit there for 6 minutes? Some of them are 5, 6 minutes, but around 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 minutes max. And I can get more videos now. Like, if you get a good topic, you can get 2, 3 videos out of, one topic, if they're each 2, 3, 4 minutes long. And it's very, I say, easy to do. I mean, if you just start, it's just, I pretend someone's asking me a question, and then I just start answering it, but I'm looking at the camera, and that's just how I do it. I don't have a script at all. Although I do have the free app that we tried for a little while too, was um, like a screen, what is it called? The teleprompter.
Yeah, I have that too. Yep. Yep.
I think there was a hand raised there. I thought I
Ellie, I
saw.
think you had a question.
Um,
I do have a question. Greg, I've been wanting to pick your brain for a really long time, so this is great. Thank you so much for
Sweet.
doing this.
Sure.
Uh, so when you say you're getting the leads off of the videos, I've gone to your YouTube channel and really studied it. Are you getting the leads directly from YouTube, or are you getting them when you put them on your Facebook page? How are they coming in?
No, directly from YouTube. Honestly, we do get social media leads too, but no, the YouTube. You probably saw my phone number, like shamelessly self-promoting my name and phone number throughout the whole video, and my email. And I tell them to call me, and they do. They text me and they call. Mostly that directly from, they're watching, and then they're on their phone texting. Hey, I just saw your video, and that's usually how it starts.
Why
Thank
don't
you.
you share? I don't think I remember you sharing your YouTube video on, let's say, Facebook. Is there a reason you do or don't do that?
I'm not. I think Rich could answer that better. I think somewhere we read, or someone told us, don't do it, because then it sends your analytics down the tube. But at this point, I think we're doing it now. No, I guess we're not doing it. But I wouldn't. I don't think it's that bad, because the point is someone starts watching your video and they don't finish it, then YouTube hurts you. But I feel like, who cares at this point? We've been doing it 4 years, and I think anybody watches it for 2 seconds is good enough. But that's the reason why we don't. It's a good point. Maybe we should. And I do give my editor full access. Actually, no, there's editor access, so they can't go in and change. I mean, we're actually monetized, and like I make sometimes $100 a month, which is great, right? It pays for my cell phone, um, and so they don't have access to where they could take the money, but I mean, they want to take $100, go ahead. But I do give them full access. They actually have an editor access, so they can't change. Yeah. Oh, good. Thanks, Rich. No, I use my cell phone number, straight up my cell phone.
Super interesting. And you said Fiverr. For those that don't know what Fiverr is that a VA, a virtual assistant? What is
Oh
Fiverr?
yeah, sorry. Yeah, it's like you can hire somebody from out of from where to, yes, it's like a VA freelancer. Sorry, I was thinking of the word. I mean, they do graphic design. They could do all kind of stuff. They make phone calls for you. And it's free to sign up, and then you pay them through Fiverr. And if you're not happy, Fiverr will get in the middle. It's a freelancer website is the best way I could put it. That I think would be the the next progression would be to there. But most people call right from the video, or but less, a 2/3 call, a third come in through the website. Then like I'll be like, and down on these links here, down here, they're watching the video and then they're clicking like here's the website. They go to there, and then our CRM captures them. And that's the only spot where they could come in, like I said, through the website. Sometimes they come in that way, and I'll call them, but they want to talk to me. Usually, most of them just call me or text. Most of them text, actually.
Super interesting. All right, so a little bit of a recap, as we're already almost a half hour in, and I know we have some other topics to get to, but here's what I kind of heard you say, Greg, is essentially over the last 3 or 4 years, just by consistent YouTube video uploads, shorts now especially, but even if they're a little bit longer, consistency is the key. You've generated, give or take, I'm using round numbers, I'm averaging about 10 deals a year, maybe 30 to 40 deals over YouTube only.
Yes.
It's cost you virtually nothing, just the $300 or $400 to buy the proper video equipment that you happen to like, but you can use your cell phone, so you don't have to necessarily even invest. And it's consistency. It's so darn logical, because when I Google anything nowadays, up come YouTube videos, right? Mm-hmm. So it makes a ton of sense. If someone from out of town is thinking of moving to an area and they're doing research, shoot, why wouldn't you want to show up? So it makes a ton of sense, and it's just something that I don't normally think of. I think of Facebook and Instagram. It's really cool. Has anyone else tried this or been successful with YouTube? I'm curious. On the line? Seen a few head shaking no. I mean, shoot, for no cost, right?
You're right. And there's a lady, she's great. She has all kind of free content. I'm going to see if I can find her real quick. I think it's Robin. I bought her book, and it was a cheap book on Amazon. She is like, I don't know if I could find her real quick. I'll figure it out, but it may not be Robin, but she was the one that really turned me on to it. And she's in a little town in Florida or something. And she just, like, you might think, oh, well, it's Philadelphia. Well, I wanted to be grand. I have to do Philly. But you could just do, Phoenixville. And she just, because that's all she wants is that business from there. But you have to wait. Like, you got to wait. Like in the beginning, I was like, oh, this is never going to work. Oh my gosh, it's February. Been doing this for 2 months. This doesn't work, right? Then I got a lead. I was like, oh my gosh. And then at the end of 2020, like, oh, I got 2 sales. Is this really worth it? And I just kept going. And then it just the power of compound, right? And now they just call. I forgot to mention, I probably have 30 good leads. I probably have 60 at this point, but like 2 or 3 leads a month, they call me directly. That's what comes in. Sometimes 3 a week, and then nothing for a month. And then here they come. So, but I have 30 good leads that are probably going to close. Like, and I'm being very conservative. And when will they close? In the next, I don't know, couple years here. Like how people are, it depends, but that's, yeah.
Super interesting. Any other questions on YouTube, folks? Not to truncate the conversation, but I know you have other things you wanted to share, Greg.
Yeah. I mean, you could pay YouTube, just so you know, you could pay for advertising there, which I don't do. I'm very frugal.
Steve, why don't you feel free to
I just posted one. I just posted a question to you, Greg.
Oh,
yeah. First of all, I want to thank you for doing this.
Certainly.
Did I understand you to say that you receive money for your post? And if so, what's the minimum threshold to generate, and how do they send you the money?
Yes, definitely. Like this particular video that is a short, YouTube is claiming I'm going to get $32 for. I get about $100 a month and I'm putting out now, again, 3 videos a week, but even at the time, so 3 videos a week, 3 long form and then 7 shorts, but they just say they pull the short from the long form. It's not like 7 videos. It's you're just making shorts from your longer form. You connect a bank account in here, in your here it is, earn. So you need to have a certain amount of subscribers, and maybe Rich could say, I think it's 1,000 subscribers, and then you need to have a certain amount of content. Then they will let you monetize, they being YouTube, and they'll let you know, hey, you're this close, you're almost there. And then you click yes. Do you want them to send you money? And then you connect a bank account. And then every month it shows up, like, last month's will show up next month, and they just put it in your account based on the ads that they can sell. That's where they're giving you money. So trying to answer, like, you need to have a certain amount of content, certain amount of subscribers, and a certain amount of watch time, and then you're in. Like, here, this short's going to bring $1.11. This is crazy. Be nice to have thousands, right? Oh, sorry.
I said pennies add up.
Oh, exactly. And like I said, it pretty much pays for my cell phone every month, $100 a month or so I pay for my cell phone. That's what it pays for. So,
Steve, I know you had a question.
Yeah, I was just curious what the advantage is for using a GoPro versus an iPhone.
Yeah. I would think actually you should use your iPhone. If I had the choice, I wish I didn't spend the $400. I wanted the kit. Like, I'm going to go serious, I'm serious about this. So, and I don't have an iPhone, but I don't think it mattered. I wanted the kit. I think it was someone I was in a group with, and they had this kit, and I was like, oh, I want that. Like, okay. And then I really think the iPhone is much better because you have the editing tool right there. You can put it all in the cloud. I have to put the USB from the GoPro. It's very cumbersome.
Yeah, I have a GoPro for mountain biking and kayaking, and I was thinking, what's the advantage there? I haven't really used it beyond that.
Yeah,
but
no, there isn't. Sure, and the battery, you got to switch the batteries out. It's very cumbersome. But like I said, if you want to, anybody wants to talk more, we can. I'm happy to keep talking, but if you want to, I can move on to something else here. But yeah, the YouTube has been great, and I'm doing more content to see if I can get more business. That's the whole reason why.
Hello, this is Shrek calling from Attorney Ransford's office.
Hold on, Mike. I'm going to mute.
Hi there.
All right. I just muted Mike. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, definitely, Rich. Good point. Cool. So this time of year, we focus on, I have a coach, real estate coach, and he has been my coach for many years. And this is the time of year we focus on what did you do this year that worked? Can we make it better? What did you do this year that didn't work? And should we get rid of it or what? And I've come down to these 3 things. This is all I'm focusing on putting money into now is YouTube and listings, which I can talk about in a minute. But the sphere of influence is the lion's share of my business. You see YouTube is like, I don't know, 10, 9, 8, 9, 10 deals a year ish. Listings, maybe 1 or 2 a month. The rest of it, 40, 50, 60 sides comes from this of the sphere and the center of influence, however you might want to call it. And I call it you start with your wedding list. Well, I don't have anybody. I didn't grow up here. I didn't go to high school here. I have no one. Who are you going to invite? Or you're going to have a party. Like, who do you want to come to your party? The guy and the girl, like you see them across the street, that you're both want to cross the street to see each other. That's who gets on your list. Not just, oh, I don't feel like bugging my hairdresser unless you love your hairdresser, like you're going to cross the street to see him or her. That's the key. This is it. And about 100 people. And then, of course, people that you've sold houses to and your current leads and rented houses to. And then, your attorney, your accountant, your plumber, anybody like that, again, that you don't feel like you're bothering. A lot of times when I have this conversation, it's, oh, I feel like I'm bothering my cousin. Well, don't put your cousin on the list. someone that you're not bothering. And we're not calling them to hit them up. Hey, it's been a month. Do you want to buy a house, or do you know someone? You're just staying top of mind. And Kelly does this beautifully. And she did I don't know if you were on the presentation with her social media. It's just like it's perfect. Like, she's not saying come and buy a house. She's saying, hey, it's me. I hear I'm going to say this now. Like, and then they're watching her and they're remembering her, and every time you do that on social media, you're staying in their feed, and that's key. But I mail these people every month, and I have about 400 people on our list. That's including my wedding list, and then everyone we sold a house to, about 400 or 500 people.
Wait, let me stop you right there for a second.
Sure.
That's huge for a second. A lot of us think to produce 100 sides a year, you need a list of 5,000 people. You're saying you got about 400 people and you're still selling about, give or take, 100 houses a year.
Yes, definitely. Yes. And then as I sell more, we add them to the list. And some people come off and then they don't use me again. I don't know why. It doesn't, matters to me. I feel bad. Like, oh, I get all hurt. Why didn't they use me? Just take them off the list. It's fine. For whatever reason, their mom gets their license, but yes, that's correct. We have our own Facebook group just for our people. It's fun. We do stuff in there for our clients. And then everything we post in there, I post out in the open anyway. So it's nothing hidden. It's just those fun things that we post. And we just get those fun things from, we just Google biggest trending posts and you just post it. It's not like we have to make up stuff. I email them every 2 weeks, and that's something through Bro, if you've heard of By Referral Only, Joe Stump. And the email is from the heart, and the other email is like a trivia, and they have a chance to win a gift card. Then I will call and text them, every single person, yes, and it's either one, because somebody likes a call and somebody likes a text, and that's when I decide who to call and who to text. I call them on their birthday, definitely call. And I call them on their home anniversary. And like, that's plenty. And it seems like a lot, and it is, but that's enough. And I'm not doing anything. I never asked them once ever for business. I just, happy birthday. Twice a year is easy. Happy birthday and home anniversary, even if it's within the same few weeks, that's simple. Like, I'm just wishing you a happy birthday. That every 3 or 4 months texting is, and we're starting to post them now, is this giving. We're giving value. I think Stu, you had something like that. You give, and then you ask, right? Something to that.
More deposits than withdrawals, right? The goal is to deposit. Yes.
Yeah. And it's time to clean your gutters. We have a great gutter guy. I like asking the question, is there anything in the world that you're looking for that I can help you find? Is there anything in the world that you're looking for that I can help you find? And it doesn't have to be real estate related. And I'll actually say that when I cold call people, like strangers, I'll tell them that. And it's very disarming. And, and a good example I use is there was a client, and she was looking for a fly fishing reel for her husband. And I like to fish. I'm not a big fisherman, but I like fishing, but I had no idea. So all I did was I went and Googled, I went to Cabela's, and I sent her like a coupon, and she thought that was the most wonderful thing. Like, and she still talks about it to this day. And I never asked her to, do you want to buy a house? Do you know someone? Because I don't like that personally. I just feel awkward doing it, so I won't do it. Of course I say your referrals are appreciated, but I don't harp on it. And I don't say it every time. They know it. The Google reviews is we get a nice amount from that. And we always ask them this sphere for the Google reviews. It's very, very effective. I don't know why it's not going to come up now. It's making it sound so great, and sometimes I'm not sure what's out here. Maybe Rich could help me. Oh, here it was, 71 reviews. Yeah, here. And everybody that we almost ask everybody. I say we don't ask those that may not give us 5 stars, so I won't even ask them. but mostly everybody does. But I see I only have 71. It's a great amount, but this is huge because people are Googling and then they're reading this. It means a lot to them what people are saying about you. And we had a bad review on there. Guy, I mean, because I called him because I cold called him. It's basically his complaint, which was true, and I did do that. But I guess it came off there. I don't know why, but it came off there. So I think Keller Williams has like a 24 touch or something, or forget 48 touch. Maybe someone knows. This is, I guess, similar to that, but every month. So this I want to share is now 500 people. Like, oh, that's a lot of money, right? Because 200, that's 500 people. One stamp is more than 50 cents, so that's $250 just for that. And plus, I didn't even print the card out. This is a little secret. You just have to be sendoutcards.com. Now, if you do want to sign up there, they do give me something, but I'll give it back to you. So if you do sign up, I become like an affiliate, and then I'll give it back to you.
Hey, Greg, do you get any
Yes.
leads from the mailings?
Oh, well, yeah, the only people I mail is my sphere. So yeah. There's some sellers I mail, to be honest, and I use send out cards for that as well. But those are like listings I'm trying to incubate, and I won't mail every single one of them because I don't want to spend it. And the rate of return on that it's like under one. It works, but it's like 0.5%, and I'm not going to do it. It's very costly. This is how I went to here. This is a little unknown secret. I don't know why I can't get to it now, but let's go. Let me just try this. Sorry. I'm getting to a point here. I promise. Promptings. Yeah. This one. Here we go. Maybe this is it. Okay. So you can send out 20 cards per day, every single day. And a card, it's a nice greeting card in a nice envelope with a stamp. I mean, and your with your return address for $100 a month. It's like $103. But now it's like, wait a minute, do the math. 600 cards a month for $100. How don't they go out of business? Well, they cap you at 20 per day, but each card has to be unique. So it takes a little bit of time, but it's so worth it, right? Who cares? You do a few a day. You may not need 20 a day, but they have to be unique. And I say unique, like they have these cards you can just pull from, but the inside message has to be unique. So
Aaron is showing right now.
Sorry.
Aaron,
hi, Aaron. Oh, cool.
I think you're a little bit blurry, Aaron. Maybe you need to unblur your.
Oh yeah, thanks.
It's a little blurry. There you go. Oh, there you go. Right there. September inside look. The Gregory Martire team. Nice glossy card. Yeah. We're not seeing the content, but yeah.
Maybe. Thank you, Aaron.
Yeah.
When you say, Greg, when you say unique, to 20 per day, can they be all the same message?
No, here's where no, I'm officially saying no because we get called out on it a lot. And I don't want to abuse it's a great service. So at one point, I'll admit I had several of these and I was hammering these cards and they're like, you're missing the point here. Like you can't you're abusing. So I stopped. So Erin, she could say better than I, because she helps me with it, but we get away with, some days they're all the same, but then we do change it up. Or you do a couple accounts, like for $100 a month. I know that can be a lot, or like maybe get 2 accounts and then you don't have to worry. You don't have to blur the line then, but we send out, I think across 2 or 3 accounts to everyone on the sphere. And we use the birthday card for this. We use the home anniversary. And, we do every month. We send like she was showing. And it's like our version of a newsletter. No, I lost. Here we go.
Birthday and home anniversary cards are personalized, Aaron says.
Oh, yeah. Thank you.
And your signature's on there, like it looks legit, like more
no,
personal?
I mean, it's not. Oh, I'm not sure. I have to say, honestly, I do have a picture of my signature, but I don't think we put that on there. No. because I'm calling them too. So it does get a little less personal, but this is such a cool idea. They send you this book. This Cody is thank you. Yep. And we could send, I guess, a picture of it, or maybe we can get a copy. We can. So the owner of this group, he sends you a book. Here he is, Cody. Yep. He sends you a book called Promptings, and it's such a neat idea. I mean, and if you use just half of what they have in here, it's literally anyway, keep saying it. And I forget what I get, maybe $20 or something to be an affiliate. But I'll give it back to you if you wanted to try it, and you can cancel anytime. And so that's huge because I would spend, I mean, I know how important it is to keep in touch with your sphere is my point. And this has to be done at least every month. And if that seems like it's too much, I think you're wrong, but maybe you're right. All right. So then the last thing I had to talk about here, if it's okay to just roll with into the next one, is the listings. And we get about 1 or 2 per month, average, sometimes 3, sometimes 0, but and I call expireds. And I don't like the current expires because and not everyone, but they're mad. They're the 50th call they got. I call the old expireds. They're not as mad. And how old? At least a month. And sometimes they're still mad. But I don't like the immediate because I don't want someone to be mad at me for calling. And I say free as you go into the MLS, you pull your expired and use forewarn. I mean, this is all free from our National Association of Realtors, right? That's free. 100%. Well, I say free. You have to buy Bright. So that's not free, but you need to have that. So it's semi-free. Look them up on forewarn and call them. And then call them again. And you have to keep calling them essentially. And then once they pick up, you have the conversation. And if they give me permission to call back, then I keep them in my database. If they don't, I just delete it. I just forget about it because I only want to talk to people who want to talk to me. Here it is. Call and ask for permission. And I do ask for their email and I ask for can I text you? And then I'll send a texting video, not testing, a texting video. And that's not a lot of people are doing that, but it's very effective. I have my own CRM, but I think it's just as great as Chime, honestly, because Chime is so robust and I just don't want to have to change over to something new is the only reason why I don't use Chime, but Chime is great. Yep. Thank you. Use Perfect Storm. Yep.
Gregory, when you text videos, you're just taking videos on your phone and just clicking send to that number, right?
Yes, exactly. Simple. Exactly. Yep. With your phone, it takes, it's a 15-second video. Hi, thank you so much. It's Gregory. We just spoke. I'm with Springer Realty. I appreciate the opportunity to work with you. Give me a call anytime. And I give my number, even though it came from my number, and I send it. I'll use, and this is all free, Facebook. You can do a target, with their email, you can do a target audience. And I think it's free. Rich might correct me if we have to pay for that, but if you have their email, you can target, well, once to send an ad to them, yeah, you have to probably pay on Facebook, but we'll target them on Facebook and Instagram. And then just regular social media, consistent posts is super helpful. We get a lot of texting and a lot of communication, and every listing and all of Springer's listings. I mean, Dave said it, these are ours. And I always ask the listing agent, just to make sure they're cool with it. And most of them are, and we'll do it. And it works very well. And I direct them right back to our website, again, free, or to our CRM, which is our website. There's a link, you click, you end up at our website, you have to sign up, and then it forces them to sign up. I'll also do door knocking. I mean, these things are not dead. You might hear that. But they're not. I mean, we're especially now, we're doubling down on this because of the market environment. These are all free things. These are cheap. HomeBot, if you've heard of it, it's $25 a month. It sends out an email once a month, but you could do that anyway with their market value of their home. As far as where do I get my data, I get it from Mojo. That would be the cheapest one. I put that first. and this also has a dialer, so it's like $150 a month, and then you can buy their data for very, very inexpensively. I mean, expired data is $50 a month, and you could turn it off. Just buy it 1 month and then turn it off. Or you could do a neighborhood search. I mean, they have all this good data here for very inexpensive. But if you wanted me to, the only problem with Mojo is I can't download it and send it to you. I'm offering to do that, but they won't let me because they don't want they don't want to do that. They don't want one guy paying and handing it out. But I'm willing to help, to do that. But I can't do it with Mojo. You could buy lists. They might be a few $100s for a couple thousand names. I use Vulcan for expired data. And this one I actually shared some data with a couple of our agents, offering I could do a neighborhood search in here, and I pay, I already pay for it. So I can do it, quote unquote, for free for you. And there's an opening, I think, I have 1 or 2 spots. If you wanted to come into Vulcan, I think it's $140 or something. You get all that they give you. And this is like $400 a month, Vulcan. But you could come in under me for 100 and something to try it out if you wanted, or I could just let you log in. Yeah. Do I do anything special for Thanksgiving and Christmas? Man, we've tried. I never had success with that. I want to. This is back to the sphere. Like, people give out pies. I mean, we tried to do a Zoom comedy tour thing. It didn't work. It was funny. I'm open. I don't want to give out. Oh, I'm sorry. We do. We do at around Christmas. We do. Like we had like we could give the magnets. We give the signs to some. I'm sorry. We do something like that. Yeah. To our raving fans, we will give out a very nice gift. I mean, it's $4 or $5 or $6, but they're very nice. Yeah, table setters. Thank you. Yep. And that's not for all 500 people. Maybe 100 of them get that. And then the other, everyone gets, we did a laptop cover. We did, an eyeglass wiper thing and magnets. We're thinking about doing cups this year. We're talking about it, but the things that are flat seem to work the best. But as far as like a client event, we've tried and so many times and just, I don't know, I've failed at it. And I'm not sure why. I guess it's people, they don't want to give up their time or whatever it is. Like, let's meet at the park and have lunch. Or Christine Perry from our office was telling me she uses, they go to like Elmwood Zoo.
Mm-hmm.
That's a neat thing. And I would definitely do it, but I don't, and not for any reason, but I do give gifts and then I'm calling them. And recently I was considering having a shred event, a free shredding event. But that's all table sitter. We can get you a picture of it. It's like there you go. Love it. Thank you.
Oh,
but
kind
back,
of a block of wood or whatever, painted with cursive writing on it that might say Happy Holidays or something like that. Yep. Very cool.
Sorry. Yes. Closing gifts. Everyone that gets a closing, we send them a sign, and it's a beautiful made sign. And on the back, it has my, shamelessly self-promoted, thank you for your business, love from your realtor, and it has my name and phone number. And it's a beautiful sign, and it's hand carved, or it's carved from wood. I don't know if it's hand carved. I guess they use some kind of a machine, but they're really nice. And it'll say their last name, or if there's 2 people with 2 different last names, maybe we put their first, their 2 first names, like, welcome to our home, stuff like that. Yep, Simply Said Signs of Boyertown, and they're on Etsy actually. But yeah, I would do an Etsy type thing, but as long I need to have my brand on the back, like it has to have my name that says, even though that's against the wall, I want that on there. So I don't know if Etsy will do that, but yeah, I would use them. I'm open to that, and that might be a $30 thing or 40 or something, and they mail it. Yeah, cool.
Greg, a question for you, and I'm looking at the time. We have about 5-ish minutes left. I love the idea of kind of going back to your tech to get listings. So whether it's door knocking, whether it's cold calling, how much is that just good old fashioned work by you, or are you using technology to your advantage and you pay a virtual assistant, or maybe a college kid who doesn't mind knocking on doors? Like, how do you balance? There's only so many hours in the day.
Yeah.
Juice for the squeeze. How do you
Yeah, the calls I do myself, the door knocking, because it has to be me because I can get a little further than, and I've tried VAs, so no. But there are great VAs that will get you like sift through and then get you the gal that raises her hand. And they're pretty cheap. I mean, they're $4 an hour. And I've done that, but I didn't like it. I just, me personally, I want to do that. As far as the texting, I mean, all of my systems, Rich is, I mean, I have him, he's like the man. I mean, he does that all for me, for us, all the social media, but the knocking and calling is me. Rich will do a lot of initial, like if the call comes in, he'll talk to them and then set a call with me kind of thing. That works well. But it's all about just triaging and then calling them with consistency for me. Our CRM, just like Chime, has the texting and has the emails, and we can set up any sequence that we want. And we have different, I try not to make it too complicated, but we have different plans that we would put different people on. And that texting is so handy because I forget, you're texting them, then all of a sudden they answer you. Because it's never the first text. It's always like the 12th text. And who has time to remember all that? If you put it, set it and forget it, it works well. I mean, we have people from 3 and 4 years ago that are incubated in our CRM that we maximize that as best we can, definitely. And definitely want to become an expert on your CRM. It's just what they have, what they have to use.
Yeah, you got a comment here, and thanks, Rich, for the response on just your daily calendar. Are you scheduled to the minute all day, every day, or like, how does that work?
Pretty much. I'm laughing pretty much.
Yeah.
Sure. I'll show you my daily. I mean, this is, hopefully there's nothing on here that it's like, can't see this. I don't know, but I don't know if I did that right. So yeah, I mean, here's today. I have a couple of meetings, and then I have Cub Scouts later with my son. But yeah, I mean, look how much stuff is on here. Absolutely to the minute. But here's what I can say, and I mentioned my kids, and I don't always like using this vernacular, but like I protect my mornings like I protect my children. Like I will go out of my way to not do something in the morning. I'm like, this 10 a.m. was like killing me, and I'm laughing, but also like that's fine. Like I need to be working then, and because I need to get this done. Otherwise, you know how it is. As soon as you open up your email, it's just fire and reaction. And now I do have a few screens, so I'll have my email up and I can do a couple things, but it's hard to do. So yeah, I mean, literally I'm on the phone at 7:45 in the morning until 11-ish. And then I talk to Rich, but I'll make Rich a video of, hey, can you hit up these few things? So because he starts at like 8 or 8:30, depending, or 9 if he's sleeping in. No, just kidding. And then around 11 is when I'm like, okay, now I have appointments, and I will always try to, like, even though people are like, oh, can you come at 9? I'm like, well, can you do 1? Like I always ask one time, but I will make morning appointments. But yeah, that's like, because if you get at least 2 hours is the key. Now, of course, like I said, I'm a crazy person, so I'm like 3 hours I have to be. Everyone says 2, but you don't have to do it 5 days a week, even 3 days a week, 2 hours a day is all you need. Every other day, or even just twice a week, or how about just an hour a day? And I know it's easier said than done, but you don't need, it has to just be consistent.
Great.
If that answers, sure.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, in our last 60 seconds, any other questions or I mean, Greg, as you're thinking, please put your questions in the chat if you have any, but I can't tell you how much we appreciate your time. Here's a question coming in. What does your team look like, Greg?
It's just me. Well, it's me, of course, right? Rich is our main, I call him my office manager. I mean, he really is our assistant and manager, and full-time. Aaron, my beautiful wife, and part 2, absolutely. She's our transaction manager. So as soon as we get under agreement, she takes over. I mean, and she's killer. I know she's on this call, but she is killer. I mean, she is the best. Like I'm getting teary-eyed about it. She's
awesome at what she does.
Excuse me. She's wonderful. Yes. I don't have any other teammates, honestly. Wesley was on our team, but he's working now like too much. I guess he's still technically a teammate, but I do have a few showing agents, and I mean they're part of our team. But that's all that, they only want to do so much, and that's fine. And I hope some of them are here. I'm not sure. Mary Angela helps us greatly, and Linda Nyman, and Tom Losh. I guess no, doesn't look like they're here, but those folks are, I guess, buyer agents / showing agents. That's it. So.
And are you, if anyone wants to kind of learn and be a showing agent or be a whatever, maybe learn through you and work with you, even if it's part-time or something, are you open to those conversations? Because it's super.
Yeah, absolutely. And Springer is set up wonderfully. Like, you don't have to be on our team. Let's be teammate. Why do we have to be on a team? Like, come and let's work together. There's a split that we can all work out. Like, it's not gonna, no one's going to get upset, especially me and Dave. I mean, you guys are wonderful. This is why we're here. I've been here for 7 years, for going on 8 years, for a reason. So absolutely, you don't have to, and I won't pressure you. I promise I won't cold call you for 3 hours every day to try to make you be on the team.
Well, Greg, you've put a smile on many of our faces today. The comments in the chat room are just, we want more time with Greg. We appreciate you. It's thank yous. And so just know you, Aaron, Rich, thank you all for being here and leading what I think is a great call. Maybe there is another time we could wrangle you in and do a part 2, but until then, I can't tell you how much we greatly appreciate your time. Thank you.
Definitely. Thank you very much. I'm honored to do it. I really mean it. Thanks a lot.
All right, everyone.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
Have a great day.
Bye.